All right, welcome back to episode 2 of cooking my way through half a cow. Now today I'm cooking beef ribs, but not just stock standard short ribs. I'm cooking Asado beef ribs. So these ones have been cut across, so we've got little bits of bone in each beef rib. Now, depending on what your cut list is, and then also depending on the butcher shop that processes your beef, you may get Asado or you might get the traditional short ribs. That all depends on the butcher shop and also the cut list that you fill out. So the way I'm gonna cook these beef ribs today is nice and simple, Argentinian style. I'm gonna cut it out of the packet, rub some extra virgin olive oil into it, and then douse it in salt. Once I've got it evenly coated in salt, I'm gonna kick the Weber Kettle in the guts, light up some heat beads briquettes, and get that set all to one side. So I've got a hot side and a cold side, just in case I need to move it off the direct heat if it's gonna cook too much or burn. Okay, so I've lit a fire lighter in there. I've put my chimney straight over the top. It's gonna take about 10 minutes for all those briquettes to be red hot. I'll tip them straight into my basket. Like I said before, I'll have it offset to one side in case I don't wanna put those ribs directly over that heat. I need to move them a little bit off center to get a little bit less heat, but I can play around with that. That gives me the ability to have a hot and a cold side, which is perfect when you're doing steak or something like beef ribs. Now this is just a personal preference, but whenever I'm at home and I'm marinating or cooking, if possible, I always like to put on some tiger gloves. It just makes everything a whole lot cleaner and a whole lot neater. Something else that I like to do, whether it's preparing meat at a butcher shop or preparing dinner or lunch like I am here, is I try and keep a dry and a wet hand. For example, by having the glove on my left hand and always keeping that as the wet hand, I can use it to smooth and push that olive oil around and then be able to go back and forth with my right hand to the dry rubs or the salt, and it just stops any cross-contamination or anything getting clumpy and ruining it for future use. And you would have heard it before, but pad, don't rub. It's no different to a dry rub. With that salt, you don't want to push it and rub it in. You want to pad it, push it onto the meat rather than rubbing it on, and make sure you get an even coverage on all surfaces, not just the big flat surfaces. By having a glove on for preparation, it's working smarter, not harder. It's a matter of just pulling it off and throwing the rubbish straight in the bin. Okay, so I've got my beef ribs done and dusted. They're covered in oil, salted down. I'm waiting for that chimney to glow red so I can throw them on the barbecue. So in the meantime, I'm gonna make up a chimichurri. Now you can do this by hand, which is what I'm gonna do, or you can go and get a little blitzer and it'll make it a whole lot quicker, but I do have the time and I've got sharp knives, so I figure I might as well do it by hand while I'm waiting for that chimney to glow red. Okay, so the chimichurri is gonna consist of parsley, oregano, garlic, chili, as well as some balsamic vinegar, and just some lemon zest. I might add a little bit of extra salt in there, but I'll play that by ear. That's a fairly basic traditional chimichurri, but you can mix it up or find some different recipes online if you want to do something a little bit different. All right, the Weber Kettle is ready to go. The briquettes are nice and hot. I can start putting those beef ribs straight over the heat. One of the great things about using the farm to fridge platform is placing this order straight from Two Creeks Beef has given me the opportunity to get that grass-fed beef that the farm would otherwise keep for themselves. So to be able to get that opportunity and get that access to beef is amazing. Okay, so when it comes to flipping them, I like to just flip and rotate. And like I said before, if it's too hot over there, you can drag them to the center. You've got a cold side and a hot side, works perfect. The just keep flipping method works an absolute treat on things like Asado beef ribs. You can really control the actual rendering of the fat and the color that you put onto the meat, as well as then being able to dictate whether you have rare, medium rare, or well done food. Obviously cooking over fire not only does it give you that sound, but the smell is incredible as well. All right, these are all done and dusted, so I'm gonna whip them off the heat. 1 for Claire, 2 for me, because that's only fair. If you like the look of these Asado beef ribs, then you can head straight to the Farm to Fridge platform and place your order for a 1/8 box today. Now they're actually also running the promo code SUPERSTAR, and that'll get you 10% off your next order. I'm guessing that you would have heard over and over again that beef straight from the farm is always better than the meat from the supermarket. So why not take this chance to jump on the Farm to Fridge platform, place your order today, and put in that SUPERSTAR code and get yourself 10% off. You're not only giving yourself great tasting beef, but you're also supporting those local farmers and local butcher shops that get that meat to your plate. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week for episode 3 of Cooking My Way Through Half a Cow.